Who doesn't like a good laugh? That's what comedians are for, like Chris Rock or Ricky this guy. There are people out there that deserve some kind of recognition for their humor. Pretty sure Boris was made for the stage. Now let me introduce you to a slightly different flavor of comedy, the Goodreads reviews. Let's start with some good old dark romance. But first, The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. As a kid, I remember accidentally spraying perfume in my eyes. It was really painful. Today, I experienced the same while reading this book. I did read a few chapters of this book. And I'm gonna be honest, this sounds very accurate. I don't remember much, but I do know that the plot was not in the room with us. The Ritual yet again. Mariana says, you ever accidentally get hand sanitizer in a paper cup? I would rather shave my head than ever have to read this again. That's a bit excessive. If you have any enemies, tie them to a chair, tape their eyes open, and force them to read this out loud. Girl, you have some vivid explanations of how this book made you feel. I am not considering giving it another chance, for sure. The Sacrifice, which is the third book in the same series, Nav says, the only thing sacrificed were my brain cells. I can't believe an adult wrote that plot. Okay, I said I am not considering, but I'm curious about what was the actual plot. This level of smut is a little bit over my usual acceptance rate. Another Chantal Tessier book, Sabotage. This had so much more grape than it needed to have. Actually, no grape would have been preferred. I believe that no grape is preferable in every single possible case. No, I'm not reading Sabotage. No. Let's go for a book I have read before, which is Little Stranger, and I do have some very strong opinions about it. Sometimes I regret learning to read. Yeah, that sounds just about right. When it comes to Little Stranger, reading is kind of a curse. Brother was repeated 90 times, sister was repeated 80. Yeah, it's pretty clear that this book is about a sister and a brother, okay? Thank God they are step siblings. At least that. Did I say stand there and look stupid? No, I said burn it. So girls, I'm gonna be honest with you. I agree, reading this was an act of disservice towards my mental integrity. Screwdrivers should stay in the tool drawer. Permanently. Also, tarantulas have no business being in a spicy scene. I don't want to hear it, okay? I'm gonna be honest, there were some good parts in A Little Stranger. I did like some parts. But the other parts? Very questionable. Hunting Adeline, didn't read it, but this bitch I have beef with adores this book, so 1 star. I do have this level of pettiness sometimes, and honestly, it is a blessing. Since I just finished the first 2 books in the Twisted series, let's go with reviews for Twisted Love. I was going to give this 2 stars, but then my dude started singing and I simply could not. Yeah, completely agree. The singing was cringe, but girl, welcome to the Lion's Den? That is a whole other level of cringe. Twisted Games. Leia says, just watch Princess Diaries 2 for a better experience. I need to know the plot now because I'm curious. Haven't watched it. Yeah, you're right. The movie pretty much sums up what happens in the book. Taming Seraphine by Gigi Sticks. I haven't heard about this one before. She put a severed dick between 2 slices of bread and ate it. Throw the whole book away. Excuse me, she did what? Throw the whole book away. Yeah, I do not need more information. But how exactly did she do it? She had 1 slice of bread, dick, 1 slice of bread, and just... Next reviews are about Corrupt, which I just bought and know nothing about, so hopefully these will make me curious about it. Nana says, no offense, but this author needs God or a psychologist urgently. No, you know, this makes me more curious. No, I am intrigued. Everyone in this book needs to be put in a mental institution. Okay, that could be bad, but at the same time, it could be interesting, right? The only other Penelope Douglas book I read was Punk 57. I don't really prefer high school settings. After reading Punk 57, Isabella commented, Can I get a refund? I guess she didn't like it either. Greta is by Penelope Douglas, which I haven't read, though I know enough about it to not attempt to read it. Penelope Douglas took family bonding time a little too far. That is one way to put it for sure. Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton? Yes, it does. Yeah, I was expecting that. If the shark ate them all, the book would have been so much better. I really disliked the shark scene. It was more of a horror scene than a spicy one, to be honest. Enzo's anger issues? No, I couldn't possibly deal with that. As usual, I don't learn from my mistakes, so I'll be reading Hunting Adeline soon. yeah, this is me. Did I dislike the book profusely? Yeah, I did, but at the same time, maybe the next one will be better. Who knows? I am in fact scarred after reading this. No thanks. Deviant King by Rina Kent. I haven't read this one. I Will Destroy You. What do you mean, buddy? You are 16. Go play Fortnite. How can I imagine a 16-year-old saying that? God of Malice. Before bed, I fantasize of all the ways I want to torture Killian and Glenn. Did I like the book? Yeah, I did. Why? I couldn't possibly tell you. Black Knight by Rina Kent. I would have had more fun counting grains of sand. You know what, Jess? I truly believe you. Skin of a Sinner by Avina St. Graves. No wonder the description says foster kids. Their parents probably fled from the amount of cringe emanating out of their mouths. This was rude. It was rude. Well, if it was that cringe though. Death's Obsession by Avina St. Graves again. Death wears skinny jeans. I do not need to know anything else about this book. This is enough. Hopefully he doesn't pair it with crop tops and a men bun. That's silk love. That's sick. S-I-K. Love like L-U-V. I had to schedule my own lobotomy after reading this. Well, the name says it all. The Maddest Obsession. Some girl named Kat recommended this to me on TikTok, and I just want to say, Kat, if you're reading this, delete your book review account, cause how dare you rate this 5 stars? Aimee, I feel you, but at the same time, I read The Sweetest Oblivion, which is the first book in the series, and I really liked it. I believe you are in the wrong here. I am standing with Kat on this one. Pomegranates. No, I'm not attempting that again. He fucked her mom? Well, I guess that's pretty bad. Yeah, hopefully he didn't. He didn't actually fuck her mom. I need to be baptized. If he actually fucked her mom, baptizing is a good option. I got like 10 pages into the book and the main guy had a men bun and I simply could not. See what I mean about men buns? There is a specific type of guy that can rock a men bun, and there are not many who could do that. Did I like it? No. Will I read the next one? Yes. This pretty much sums up the book girly experience. Den of Vipers. I am currently struggling to read Den of Vipers because I want to make a video about it in the future. And I'm gonna tell you, Roxy, the FMC, is insufferable. I cannot freaking stand her, and there is no plot. Tran says this author is not seeing heaven. I wholeheartedly believe you. I know there will be some scenes there. Next is Shatter Me. Oh, Juliet, shut the fuck up already. Insufferable whiny bitch. She is whiny, alright? She is. But she's 17. What do you expect? She's 17 and she's been locked up. Of course she'll be whiny. Should she shut up sometimes? Yeah, she should. But at the same time, you are kind of rude. Just give her another chance. This book is what I see in the corner of my room while having sleep paralysis. Girl, but it wasn't that bad. Why though? 1 star. The only thing that got me through this read was waiting for Werner to be introduced. I did too. I started the book because of Werner as well. I think most of you guys did the same thing. House of Earth and Blood, which I have. God blessed me with eyes and I abused them. Okay, this is hilarious, but I do not believe you. This is the same writer as Akatar. There is no possible way it is that bad. Powerless. Unseasoned chicken in book form. No! More complex characters? Okay, maybe. Maybe, but unseasoned chicken is very, very disgusting. The Love Hypothesis. You better not be harsh about this one, because it's one of my favorite books. He had her whole boob in his mouth. I'm scared. Okay, he had her whole boob in his mouth. That's true. It is true. Is it that bad, though? I don't think so. The Spanish Love Deception. No worries, I'm okay. The Spanish Love Deception. If a man said to me to milk him, I would immediately projectile vomit right in his face. This sounds like the perfect reaction to me. And you know what? I think that we should make a petition to make the word milking illegal in books. It should be illegal for authors to use the word milking in any other context than drinking milk. Happy Place by Emily Henry. I am already expecting this. Not my happy place. Yeah. I wasn't happy while reading this. I'm postponing reading this because I read Funny Story, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It wasn't a very funny story. Not because I didn't like the whole plot, because that was pretty funny, right? It was cute. And I really like Emily Henry's writing style. I feel like her writing style is very, very engaging. Like, she really knows how to write a book. But when it comes to her endings, girl, no. I do not stand her third act breakups. So, let's see some reviews from Funny Story. If I fucking catch Miles on the street, I'm killing him. Sammy, wait for me. Wait for me, girl. I will be there. Boring and predictable, not a funny story. My point exactly. Not a very funny story when we have miscommunication in the third act breakup with the ex being involved. That is not very funny. A Court of Silver Flames. I hate Nesta, right? Nesta is a bitch. Like, how am I supposed to read this and enjoy it? Like, okay, Cassian, sure, I will read it for Cassian, but can't Nesta magically make her personality disappear and like transform into a completely different person? That would make the book great for sure. If He Had Been With Me. I felt like I was watching a turtle make its way across the country just to fall off a cliff at the last part. Not fun. This was the best description of the book. Only that the story was told by a 13-year-old. Now, we've talked about dark romance, rom-coms, romantasy. How about some classics? The Picture of Dorian Gray. Dorian's pretty hot, I guess. I guess. Boring. Too many hard words. Anna, I agree with you. We sometimes feel like classics have too many hard words, especially if we are not natives. I feel like we should take this as a challenge to make the book our bitch. That's what I propose, Anna. Next is Romeo and Juliet. Romeo is weird and so is Juliet, and it's boring and they need to calm down. I guess they are very, very calmed down right now. Dumb bitches. Yeah, pretty much sums it up, right? Two idiots who never had the benefit of MySpace die for no reason and inspire generations of stupid love stories that don't pan out. They were 13 and dumb. Rip romantic morons. They were 13, right? What are 13-year-olds thinking about? I was thinking about sneaking an ice cream before dinner. And to be honest, I'm still thinking about that. I blame high school English for this. Girl, I blame it too. Because I read Romeo and Juliet and I also read Macbeth. And that's what I want to talk about. I hate Macbeth with everything in my being. I read it 3 times now. I had to make an analysis on it. I had an exam. Reading Shakespeare for me is an experience similar to trying to solve algebraic problems. I feel like I am being waterboarded or dragged slowly into lukewarm water to drown. Exactly my experience. Animal Farm by George Orwell. This is another book I actually read. I had to read it for my history class. My boyfriend liked it. I despised it. I do understand the whole idea behind the book. Yeah, that part is indeed relevant. But as a story to be somewhat enjoyable, no. Big stink and big gross. Yes. Yeah, Animal Farm was big sting and big gross. 1 star because I just didn't enjoy it. And also because I had to come out to my dad while reading it, and I'll never forget that. Kyla? Like, okay, I understand the book, but what? Like, I hope your dad was alright with you coming out, but what does this have to do with Animal Farm? And let's finish this with the Holy Bible. Wasn't worth the childhood damage. By Anonymous. I wouldn't want to take credit for this either. If you are religious, do not get offended, please. This is a joke. You Got It Wanted by Jake Paul. You got it wanted. I repeated to myself over and over as I tried to maintain the courage to finish this book. If I were to read Jake Paul's book, I doubt telling myself you got it wanted will make any difference. Well, girlies, this was the video. I had a good laugh. Hopefully you did too. And if you did, you might as well like and subscribe to this video. Anyway, I'll be seeing you next week.